Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Black Clover. Last time around we had Assembly at the Royal Capitol. I remembered that off the top of my head, actually. The gang, the dungeon crawling gang, minus luck, went to the Capitol and they met with the Wizard King, who was really excited about everything they did, and he was excited to see Yuno's new spell. I guess she's a spell. I'm not sure. Wind Spirit, I think is what they called her. Sylph. And was also excited to see Asta's sword, which sounds bad out of context, but you all know what I mean. So, and then he invited them to the decoration ceremony, something like that, where basically he was giving new ranks to a lot of the Magic Knights, namely like the most pompous of the Magic Knights. And then there was an after party, which he immediately had to peace out of. And then the nobility, they basically said it's Noblin time, and then nobled all over the place. And then Asta got out his sword, and he was like, no more Noblin today. So I'd say that's a good succinct recap of what happened in the last episode. Anyway, so we're plotting the revolution. However, we are keeping the good nobles, i.e., Noelle, Mimosa. I guess Klaus. Klaus is a noble as well. So we're keeping them, and whoever else is actually cool. And to be fair, not every one of those, not every one of the Magic Knights there was terrible. It was mainly the ones from Golden Dawn, and then the redheaded guy who's like brother to Mimosa or whatever. I don't know. So, that's pretty much. Oh, and I almost forgot the siblings of Noelle. They were actually the worst offenders, and they one of them poured a drink on top of Noelle's head. So there's nothing the show will convince me. There's nothing the show can do to convince me that they're really good at heart. They're just sort of misunderstood. No, I'm not taking that anymore. I'm old. I'm not that old, but I'm old. I've seen these anime. I've seen enough of these anime. I'm tired of here's the character who is just the most unlikable piece of garbage, but we're going to make you like him later. Nope, I'm not taking that anymore. These guys, I've put my foot down. Imagine this is my foot, but don't get carried away with that. I'm putting my foot down. We're not doing that. We're not gonna redeem these guys, so that's just that. And if you think that's petty, then head down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure so we can get into this reaction. That doesn't mean anything about whether or not I am being petty. It's just that time. We gotta get on to the review or to the reaction. So yeah, this was a weird intro. Let's just get going. Here we go. I mean, I guess, obviously cats can be nice. I think Noelle is more of a cat, Now, this is coming from a guy who hasn't owned a cat in, 15 years. So, take what I'm saying, I guess, with a grain of salt. I guess I'm not up to date on how cats behave. I have had dogs for a while, so. But I could see more Noelle being a cat. Someone who's kind of cold on the outside, doesn't really care for strangers. But if you can get in and get to know her, then she's all friendly and nice and stuff, so. Not that matters. I'm just, I don't know. The Petite Clover is so weird. I hope they keep going with that, because it's so stupid. It's so stupid. I'm losing it now. It's so stupid, and it's kind of deflating of the episode, but I kind of like it. I hope they keep going. So, okay, so see, when I said at the beginning of the episode that we can keep some of the good nobles, apparently the Vermilions are okay. They're fine. You know what? I've seen worse. Were they even Were they even that bad in the last episode? I can't remember. It's been a week since I watched the last episode, but I don't think they were that bad. Like, I can't remember if they were saying stuff about Mimosa or if the dude from Golden Dawn was doing that, you know? Because that seemed to be it, is that it was the Silvas and the guy from Golden Dawn were the main outliers, but I can't remember if the Vermilions themselves were that bad. Maybe they were and they just got over it, you know? I mean, because someone said to her, it's like, oh, you got taken out so early in the battle. But I don't think that was them. I don't know if that was them or if that was Golden Dawn garbage man, you know? His hair kind of looks like, it's like the color of garbage anyway, so. Yeah. Anyway, but I at least like, we've got Leopold, who just looks at, Asta negating magic, and he's just like, ooh, this is fun, you know? This is fun, I can work with this. He seems like a more sane version of Luck, honestly. And then the older brother, I didn't catch his name. Whoa, let me go see if I can... Here we go. Fuegoleon. Is that a Pokemon? Is that what Fuecoco evolves into? I didn't play Scarlet and Violet, is that? Fuegoleon and Leopold. Huh, okay. So I'm just looking at the family tree here. So okay, so you have Mimosa's mother, sister to Noelle's mother. So that's... And then Mimosa's father, who is brothers with Fuegoleon and Leopold's father. Okay. I'm starting to see how this works. I'm starting to see how all this stuff works, so... Okay, and then you get... First daughter, Nebra. First son, Nozel. Second son, Solid Silva. And then second daughter being Noelle. Okay. Fuegoleon. That's just such a goofy name. Fuegoleon Vermilion. Oh my gosh. It's a thing of, like, if you ever had to go into hiding and change your name, what would be funny is if you just chose, like, the most weird name. For a while, like, the weird names, like, one of the weirdest names you probably could do, like, one of the most obvious fake names would just be, like, Jonathan Joestar, because that's just such a ridiculous name, you know? But now, we have a new contender, so, just so you know, if you ever go on the run, be sure to change your name to Fuegoleon Vermilion. What a great name. Oh my gosh. Fuegoleon. I'm not going to get over how stupid that name is, but... Anyway. So Leopold and Fuegoleon, they're not bad. At least they understand. Like, Leopold, he looks at Asta and it's just like, ooh, oh, this guy's got some spunk. I like him, And Fuegoleon at least looks at it and is like, well, the Wizard King himself brought them here. Like, that should count for something. It's like, he's not fully on board with them. He's like, well, they're peasants. They're the lows. Obviously, two of them are black bulls. It's like, I don't really know about them, but he does at least acknowledge that the Wizard King brought them here. So he's like, I don't see it yet, but you know what? I'm open. Clearly, the boss brought him here. I'll at least pay a little attention, I'm not going to start a fight, Because even with, like, all of this, it's like, they started this, They started all of this. Even if you want to say it's like, well, like, before Garbage Don guy, that's what I'm gonna call him now, Garbage Don guy, before he was, trying to encase Asta in Earth, like, it's like, oh, well, Asta was getting on the table and yelling and stuff like that, his terrible temper or whatever. It's like, yes, but this is only because they were all garbage, except for, like, again, I guess the Vermilions. The Vermilions were kind of there. I don't remember if they were crappy in the last episode. But the main thing I remember is the Silvas. All of her siblings were garbage. So, but, and I will say, like, the other two in Golden Dawn, they were just kind of there. I don't know. They didn't, they kind of said something, but they didn't really, like, I don't know. But, then there's, the girl and her captain. Her name was Sol. What was the captain's name? I can't remember, but they seem to be cool. I mean, at the very least, they weren't insulting us, I say us like I'm a part of it, But I feel like I am, so. I feel like I am, I don't know. But it's just, and, like, clearly, like, some of it is just, Garbage Dawn man being garbagey, The Silvas, I mean, they've been doing this for years with her, They've been doing this, just kicking Noelle at every possible opportunity for years, So, it's just that now someone's finally standing up to them. And I like, because it's like, how am I going to punish this little insect and stuff? And then he just busts out his other sword, which I like that too, I like because, he was ready, I love he has his grimoire, like he would have a gun on his hip, like ready to use it. He was ready in case Asta really needed help. But he wasn't going to jump in, too quickly. He was going to let Asta handle this, which I like. And then Asta just got out his other sword. It's just like, I have two. I have two of these magic negating swords now, and I can use them. So, now obviously, would he have been able to defeat, was it Nozel, the captain of the silver douchebags? Probably not. He probably couldn't have. I will say, though, the whole thing of, like, his like, aura, basically, like, his, like, there's so much, like, pressure from him, and it's different from Yami. It's like, bitch, this, I'm willing to bet you Yami could kick the shit out of this guy. Like, come on. It's like, don't even with this guy. Don't try building him up. Like, he's strong. Obviously, he's a captain of the Magic Knights. But let's not pretend like this dude is anything, He's strong, that's it. I don't know, man. I hate him. I don't care. It's mainly the Silvas now. Everyone else, Garbage Dawn Man, I bet he's the traitor. I bet Garbage Dawn Man is the traitor. So, what were we saying? But the Silva family, like, her siblings, I don't care. And I don't care. It's like, they like clearly they hate her. They've hated her because she killed their mother in their eyes. It's exactly the Lannister thing. It's the whole Tyrion Lannister thing. Why Cersei hates Tyrion. But see, that was Cersei. There's no Jaime in the Silva family. And maybe that's for the best, though I don't know. Some of those Silva siblings, I could see them being both Cersei and Jaime. If you know what I mean. But there's no Jaime. The one that actually likes Tyrion, And Jaime was like that, But Noelle doesn't have that. I don't even want to know about their father. I'm just assuming their father is like Tywin. I don't even want to know. This poor girl. But she's not taking it like Tyrion does, Tyrion, he's like, whatever, he's like in his 40s now, and he's just like, I've had to deal with this for a long time. I know how to do it, and I know how to drink. And I know how to get them out of my fucking mind, you know? Noelle isn't there yet, so... Ugh, poor thing. Anyway. And then, terrorists. Well, terrorist. Again, it's really just one guy. And he has some sort of zombie power? That's weird. But he has some sort of zombie power. And he's just unleashing zombies. What caught fire? Honestly, it's like, you know, all of these zombies are happening, but it's like, what actually caught fire? Like, is he destroying stuff specifically? I don't know. But this dude is clearly a former Magic Knight who was kicked out, and he hates the Clover Kingdom, and he wants revenge. So I don't know where we're going with this guy. We're gonna have to see. I guess maybe the other Magic Knights might recognize him. So, but he hates the Clover Kingdom, and so he'll destroy it, even the innocents, you know. And I don't know. I don't know. I kind of like said at the beginning with him, where it's just like, is he like sort of a, you know, the road not taken with Asta? Like, oh, you know, this is what you could have ended up as. I don't even know if that's really the case, because he seems to have been just a legitimate member of the Magic Knights, and then, I don't know, he just seemed to be kicked out. Like, that's not the same as Asta whatsoever, you know? But maybe if it's a thing of like, well, he was looked down upon, maybe he was a peasant like Asta, and so it's like, well, he's taking out his anger against them, whereas Asta doesn't do that, you know. He's trying to just, you know, defeat them, you know, defeat the nobility that looked down upon him by just becoming the Wizard King, you know, proving them wrong, basically. I don't know. I could see something like that with this guy, but I don't know. I don't know how far it's really gonna go, so I don't know, man. I don't know. Nobility sucks. But then they did, you know, divide and conquer. Magic Knights going to do their friggin' job, you know? And I will say, too, because it's like, you know, the whole thing of like, well, you know, Asta just goes out, and he's just like, you know, what are we waiting for? Let's go do this. And then they're just like, you don't even know where to go. You can't sense mana. And he's just like, I'm just going to go where it's the noisiest. And it's like, hey, I mean, he found the guy. He found the guy before any of them did, so it's something. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see on the next episode where we're going with this. So let's just go ahead and cut it here so I can get on to the next episode. That is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Black Clover reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.